Arena page, which will allow you to support the tournament for free. And of course, any money that goes into that match arena is going in towards raising the prize pool of this event. We're very close to being able to pay out the top 8 players of this tournament, rather than just the top 4, which is fantastic. Even if it's just a little bit of money, it's always great to give as many players a little bit of a prize as possible for taking part and for giving up their time to play for us. So, if you want to check that out, if you want to support this tournament, !match arena in the chat. Again, we don't have many coupons left or anything, but you can do a couple of follows on Twitters for free. You can obviously support with your own money. It all goes a long way to helping the players have a good time and get something out of this. A little bit of a Christmas gift for them. And of course, the more of a success this is, generally the more support we get from Match Arena on other tournaments, the more the players are likely to play in our other tournaments, just the better it is as well. So do check that out. But, time to kick off into game number 1 of a fresh best of 3. To the bottom left hand side, the red Terran player from Poland. This is souL, and we are going to be watching all of souL's matches kind of just back to back here. Going to watch souL versus rail, then we're going to go into souL versus Raynor, souL versus Gerard, souL versus Braddock, and then we'll go into the other matches that are yet to be played after that, as well as the rest of the rail matches, the rest of the Gerard matches. Some more Raynor games as well, obviously, towards the end of the day too. That is our current plan of action for this tournament. As we get this underway, you have a command center coming down on the natural here from souL. And Nexus coming up from rail, up on the top side. As Reaper finishes up, we do see a factory dropping down in the main base, so nothing surprising here in terms of proxies or players trying to be too aggressive. It's actually just going to be pretty regular for souL, as he's going to be heading across the map to try and deal some damage. Oh no, Wardy made a plan, here goes nothing. I'll have you know, I have a plan for most of these streams that we cast. I know you guys think I don't really know what's going on, but sometimes I kind of do. Reaper Grenade is going to help him get that probe kill just before the Adept is able to get the pickup on the Reaper. So Reaper doesn't really do its job, doesn't really get much information. Nothing was seen in the main, and look at this from rail. This is super aggressive. Chrono Boost now that warp gate, 2 more gateways coming down. He is going to have a lot of production, a lot of pushing at the front. The only thing that surprises me is maybe the lack of a pylon or so across the map for rail to actually really make the most of this setup at the moment. Because these 3 gates, again, they open up a lot of aggression while the Terran is sat on, well, reactive barracks and a factory that's made of wood mine. Like, these are not really very good standalone fighting units. We've had a bunker at the front especially as well, but it feels like rail is not going to find that opportunity. And if that's true, though, if he doesn't really get much done with this, then it is a bit of a shame, because it means he's put Chronos into warp gate that could have been probes, and he's put, gateways down earlier, which could have maybe been a Twilight Council sooner for that faster blink, which obviously, upgrades coming down faster is always a positive, unless you needed the units sooner, right? So, again, it's we'll see what rail does. It doesn't look like it's going to be too aggressive, because he is going to come across the map, but still no pylon set up, although he does bring a probe with this. As units come down to the map, though, means that he will be out of position to deal with at least the medevac drop. And 2 Hellions trying to run by, they come around the right side. So it's a Widow Mine, 4 Marines, and then the 2 Hellions try and run by the natural at the same time. Usually this is effective because you pull units out of position so the Hellions can then hit the natural and dual damage. Right now there's going to be units absolutely nowhere for rail apart from across the map, where he's actually going to have to get quite a bit done to play catch up here. As you see, those Marines and the man are going to get set up in the natural. souL has absolutely nothing on his bottom left-hand side of the map. 5 Stalkers and a Sentry picking their way through a supply depot. As you do see over on the other side, this Widow Mine gets burrowed. Oh no! Oh my god, well honestly, rail looked very good over here, right? But all of a sudden he just lost 16 workers when it was looking as though he may lose 3 or 4. And that is a huge issue, because now rail is way behind where he should be on that worker count. Tank about to pop out. Tank's very important here because it's one of the units that can really help to just push this army away consistently. Tank gets sieged up. SCVs surround this as well. I kind of feel like the SCVs could probably just kind of back away Oh, that was nice. Pulled the SCVs back there to minimize friendly fire from the tank, because that is going to be a cleanup. 12 SCVs down. rail comes out with a 4-worker lead as a probe gets 1 more worker. So make that a 5-worker lead, and, well, back into probe production. He does have Chrono Boost energy, and he does drop on both the Nexus. So looking to really invest back in toward further workers here. While souL, well, he's getting a bunker up in the front. He has got a Cloak Banshee on the way, and in fairness, the detection here currently set from rail is fairly limited. I mean, he's got a Robo, so he has the chance to build an Observer, but he hasn't actually built an Observer just yet. So, again, currently, not the greatest of setups. So both players taking big damage here. Just imagine rail didn't take all this damage with these with this Widow Mine drop. Imagine he just come across the map and boom, just like that. He'd done that much damage, then he would have been in a huge lead. As it stands, the game is actually in a pretty even setup. I mean, 8-worker difference for TvP is fairly regular, and it's pretty much what you would expect a Protoss to be ahead in, there or thereabouts. Three more Zalds warping in, and then we are going to be seeing just this one. I mean, this Marine's going to get picked off pretty quick. But this army of rail going to press forwards. I mean, there's a tank, there's a bunker. Rail's obviously just going for round 2 of this aggression. He has charged, but the SCVs will just pull into repair. And, well, I mean, that Warp Prism has been targeted down. Warp Prism falls. I mean, the Warp In got cancelled. With souL just seeing that and saying, well, you know what? If I just cancel, you know, or rail just saying, I don't know which way or how it went. But rail just saying to himself, I guess, hey, you know, this Warp Prism is going down. Better cancel that Warp In and pull the Warp Prism back to safety. Didn't even get the Warp In off. Also didn't save the Warp Prism. Combat shield on the way up on the main. On the far left hand side, 2 of these Banshees are going to go hunting as well. So they're going to come hunting up to the top of the map. As we have this forge is about to finish up. So rail will have options to go in towards upgrades here. He cancelled that blink earlier. That was something that we started to see him go into, but obviously got the charge instead. So now he'll go back into it still. Obviously fairly reliant on a gateway heavy style because he is on 6 gates. So, man, killing that Prism's actually huge. Can you imagine if like 6 extra Zealots started running forwards here? It can make the difference in these fights against bunkers. Like 6 more Zealots to buy time and to deal so much damage with. These Banshees though. We mentioned the lack of an Observer before. Now that one was made, it's across the map. Another one's about to pop out, but all of a sudden souL has found 12, 13 workers. Make that 14 and counting. So again, a great amount of damage done there as we're going to be seeing those probes. They're going to pull back towards that natural nexus, and we do see these 2 medevacs of souL coming in from the bottom left-hand side to the upper right. And again, Banshee's just getting to work here, picking off 18, 19 workers killed. The damage so far is just absolutely insane. 19 workers killed, absolutely crazy. Well, now souL is obviously in a commanding lead, and as he gets impact, combat shields, and all the rest of it, his drop play will start to become very effective. And rail will get to a position now where he has to try and play defense from, again, from a deficit. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be very easy at all. We see 2 more medevacs coming over from souL. He never dropped this first couple of medevacs units, so intriguing in case that's something he wants to try and perhaps make happen here. Some loads of the Marines for now. 2 more medevacs are heading over, so maybe these medevacs go to the main, while the other medevacs will then be able to push on the natural. Couple of opportunities there as you see Bezal's charging in, but he does pull units way out of position. These 2 Banshees still here as well, those medevacs. Now they do boost on forwards, and the first Colossus is about to come out from rail. If he can just get that Robo, oh, he's just going to get the pylon on the side to begin with, which obviously is guaranteed damage versus maybe damage. First Widow Mine shot goes off on the Stalker. Good target fire, and actually next Widow Mine just finds the Zalt that is charging in. Uses a chance to get the Banshees out of the main, and something there on the natural expansion. 2, 3, 4 kills already. Great play by souL. Positionally, that was just fantastic. Knew where his opponent would move to, knew what he could do with the other units, and, well, really just caused a distraction. Suddenly these Banshees are out, away. I mean, okay, they're starting to drop now, but not before they got 6 more workers, so great play by souL. Multitasking is currently on point for our Terran player, to say the least. Really on point, actually. So those 2 medevacs keep boosting down at the bottom here. Disruptive production has started on that robo facility, so single Colossus, which was seen by this attack, and because of that, rail switches into disruptors, which I kind of like. Not only is I think a very cute mind game, not only is it very not only was it, not only was it a very, I guess, so every day my ritual was to go in and get like a can of Pepsi and a Coke, a can of Pepsi and a sausage sandwich, and since then I've just always, I don't know, you know, Pepsi really is what I would, I guess, choose to drink a lot of the time. I don't know, I mean, I like Coke too, I like both of them, so I know some people can be like, what, you like Pepsi? Because it'll really bother some, but there you go. A fun Wardy story that literally no one would care about. Bicycle actually had soda. Yeah, I guess this was a while back. Top left hand side, our red Terran from Wind and Rain. This is souL. As to the bottom right hand side, yeah, that blue brought us rail. Come on, Colo at school. I mean, you know, it was a while ago. If I stopped drinking Pepsi every day, I will drop 25 pounds like that. I drink a can of Pepsi a day. And not even every day. I drank Pepsi this week because I bought myself a 6-pack of Pepsi to drink when I was casting, because I have some long days. I don't think cutting that 1 can of Pepsi per day, maybe like 10 days of the month, is gonna save me. I could understand it if I was drinking like multiple liters of pop a day, but I'm really not. I'm pretty good with what I drink. I mostly drink water or juice or 0-calorie just stuff. Pepsi is like my like guilty pleasure of the day. It's like, here you go, Wardy. Not even guilty pleasure, it's just like my, you know, my little gift to myself. How come I didn't buy a 12-pack of beer? Because I don't like to drink beer when I'm casting, maybe? River Scout coming on in. As the Adept able to push that River back without too much issue. Starport coming down in the main base as well as Rax able to land in the main base too. So Rax gets back, lands in the main, and a couple of Hellions currently on the way out. So reacting out some Hellions to get aggressive here. souL definitely changing up his build order from what we saw in game number 1. So just changing things up a little bit there. So you see that hallucination coming up to the top side. There's a couple of Hellions running by, able to get her. Some damage. 3 workers dead, 4 workers dead. Very good job as we see the couple of Hellions going down. So not bad so far. 4 workers, 2 Hellions, and now the Widowmine drop as a follow-up. Goes into a siege tank as well with the bunker coming down. Obviously souL is like, well, you know what, I don't want to die to something similar again. And it is 3 gates again here from rail, so very similar setup to what we just saw. Did you have this Adept, the Stalkers, the Sentry starting to come in towards the upper left-hand side. Medevac boosting down to the bottom. And the Stalkers able to run forwards here. And the bunker isn't ready yet. The tank is done in a moment. Will lift the depots, but obviously those SCVs remain stuck down on the low ground. Tank will siege. This time it's only 2 Widowmines, so souL really has to look for a little bit of something here. We'll see Widowmine number 1 getting a Stalker kill. Widowmine number 2 getting a probe. They'll be able to save at least this one Widowmine. And we'll start to get up. On the other side of the map, 7 SCVs have gone down. souL is out of here. rail We'll tie the series up. Bladestorm. Welcome, Bladestorm, to the WardiTV family. We're going to get you up on the tree after this game. But this game is underway. These guys didn't wait a minute when I asked them to wait a minute. And we have to the top left-hand side. Our red Terran from Wind and Rain. This, my friends, is souL. And to the bottom right-hand side, our blue Protoss player, we have ourselves Rail. All right. So, game number 3, and the Reaper coming across, try and see what's going to be happening. Poking in towards the natural expansion here to get started. You see the command center coming down on the natural on the other side of the map. Starport is coming down, proxied on the far right-hand side, and the Adept just coming forwards to chill out and watch for something coming into the main. So Jazz Hellions being dropped in the corner. So I like the position here so far. As well, just trying to keep that Reaper pin back. Reaper's going to make a dive for the main. Somehow misses that shot. It's looking for info as to what's building. Doesn't see the Stargate opener, which is going to be used for a Phoenix first. Phoenix very good at lifting up some of those units. Cyclones especially to kind of shut them down from attacking. Widow Mines as well, as their burrow can be lifted and stopped. This Adept can attack that Adept as well, just so we know which Adept is which now, because one doesn't have as much health. But yeah, the Hellion drop coming in. And looking for... I mean, you would generally hope for about 10 probes before this. That would put you in a really good position. Because you have proxied the Starport, right? You have come into this and... Oh no! The Phoenix comes over and immediately Rail's just going to sit here. And he's just going to be waiting for this medevac to pop out. Well, all of a sudden, you have to question, is it worth trying to set up into this? Is where souL's going to ask for a quick pause here. Has some ping issues. Hopefully we can get this resumed in a few moments. Move away from the waterfall sounds. It's a little bit loud and repetitive, isn't it? So we have a moment or two here, guys, before we resume. How's everyone doing out in the chat? souL's ping is going up. Not what you would like here in a tournament situation. Your ping to be increasing as the game goes on. Alright, as we've got a moment, I want to say again thank you to Andy Man for gifting out a sub to Bladestorm. Bladestorm was doing very nice in the chat, saying nice casting and some other kind of things, so thank you very much, dude. I'm going to hang you up as soon as I wonder how to... This decoration has no hole in it. What? What is this? Look at this. There's no hole to put the hanger through. Hang on. Looks as though we're going to be good to receive anyways.
Game resumed.
No, there's no hole. I can't break it open. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's not good. All right. Well, the Phoenix do grab the medevac, which pops out and tries to boost away to safety. The Hellions will try and run by in towards the natural, where they'll get, well, 2 workers already. The fact that these depths have spread their damage out obviously allows these Hellions to get a little bit more. So 4 workers, but obviously you lose the medevac, you lose the Hellions. Not much is kept alive then. I feel like Rail is again set up into a very good start in this game number 3 now. I don't know what you do. What do you do when your decoration doesn't have a hole in it? Hang on, let me try and stab it. I'm really confused. No, that didn't work at all. Phoenix actually going to find the Cyclone, but SCVs will come over to repair, so not the end of the world there for Mr. Cyclone. is going to be okay still for the most part. And we continue getting set up into this then. Again, a few little complications early on for souL. Definitely hasn't been exactly the opening he was expecting or hoping for, but is being able to somewhat make it work still. As we now see a few of these Phoenix attacking this starport. We'll go down, we'll make it back home, but look at how confident rail is. Straight into a third base. Now we're going to be seeing these extra gateways coming down as well, so extra gates coming on through. I mean, it's just confidence, right? He just feels comfortable enough going up to 3 bases already, getting his economy established. He is not going to slow down for anything. As we are going to be seeing a starport gonna land. Honestly, could probably go straight onto this reactor if he wants to go straight into medevac's here. Stim combat is not far away, so you would imagine going straight in towards the reactor starport is what he's aiming for. Factory going to move to its own reactor again. Definitely more important to get the medevac count up and rolling earlier rather than the Widowmine count. Medevacs take a bit longer to build, and it's more likely you're going to have to stop building medevacs to build other things on the starport, such as Liberators or maybe Vikings against Colossus, for example. More Prism has just popped out of the main base, so going to be coming across from the bottom right hand side. Again, a few zealots here from rail, continuing to the upper left. A few depths set out there as well. Those Phoenix still forwards. And that third orbital command is about to drop down the left hand side also. Just dropping that third base down here. It's a good amount of units from souL though, I feel. Stimpak's about to finish. He's got that Cyclone in the mix as well. All of this set up and ready to go, as you do see a couple more zealots getting warped in. 2 medevacs are going to load up and come out over to the right hand side. As extra zealots will get set up as well. RoboBay will drop in the back of the main base. And again, that blink continue going through, but here we go, just so many charge lots. The souL obviously didn't have the best of openings. With those extra gates kicking in now, well, I mean, he's got medevacs in just the wrong positions, right, to really be able to defend this. Widowmines are just sat there, not even burrowed, as the Phoenix are lifting up whatever few units are able to fight over on this side. Here come those medevacs straight to the main to try and shut down production. And as we're going to see, another Widowmine does get burrowed up. That's a dead Phoenix at the very least, so it should be with these Marines underneath them. Recall back home to try and protect this. Ooh, well, that's actually a big pick off on the warp gates. The recall did come down towards the natural, so Zealot's charging in. There's a few probes will go down in the meanwhile as well. Obviously, souL had to just kind of pull back and deal with this. But you know what? souL has a +1 upgrade. So his army is a little bit better than the army of rail in terms of trading in that regard. We'll have to boost away from this single Phoenix here. We'll unload over here where the units are not. And hopefully try and push this Phoenix back. The Zealots are making this complicated though. As we're going to be seeing the Marines just want to turn around and target the Phoenix, and they will get it. So now that medevacs can load back up safely again. Another Phoenix coming out though, but he'll drop back behind this mineral line, where he is going to be able to find quite a few, well, quite a good little trade at the very least, because the Zealots only come in one at a time, so these Marines are actually trading very efficiently. In fact, trading very, very efficiently at the moment. As Zealot after Zealot goes down, this Phoenix now latching back onto that medevac, as the medevac escapes into the main. Another Phoenix kill perhaps here from souL. He gets it. Medevac now goes down. Phoenix taking a few more shots in the center of the map. Some bio is pushing forwards as well. And it's looking as though it wants to jump on top of those Zealots. Coming straight down here. See already a couple workers got dropping. Widowmine's blown up again on a couple of Zealots so far. Great position with the +1 attack upgrade, especially in his favor. He can kind of just sit here and trade so well. Targeted down the Phoenix so he can lift up and get out as well as soon as he feels like it has gone a bit too far. I mean, I want to believe in souL. I really do. Like, I feel like he's playing well the last few moments, but he's down on 25 workers. Like, he's trying his best. He's dropping around. You know, he's got a bit of an upgrade lead. But the upgrade lead isn't extending because we see no +2 startup from souL. He's completely committed to just what he has right now. And, well, first of all, he needs to really rebuild the SCV count down. 31 SCVs is not where you want to be at the moment. Two medevacs will come back in towards the natural. I mean, with play like this, where you actually do slowly start to pick up damage over time, I'm not going to say it's obviously a realistic possibility, but it is possible to potentially do some damage. However, he loses those 2 medevacs, so this is not free damage. He's not able to keep these units alive. And that's maybe one of the bigger issues here. He might find the RoboBay, but does he just want to go for the mineral line instead, just to get as much done as possible? But it might actually connect on the Colossus. Again, only Marines, so what are you really meant to do? apart from lifting up and getting out of there. Lifting up and getting out is pretty much the best choice, but even that's not pretty. As Rail picks up game 3. souL is out of there. He knows he's too far behind, too much damage taken. And souL